What's real money is gold and silver. Gold and silver are God's money. God made them. I'm not really religious, but God made that money. Unlike Bitcoin, unlike the dollar or the peso or the yen. But who stole my pension just came out, and because where that's affecting us is the real reason the prophecy is real, is because the pensions are crashing. And when I came back from Vietnam, I was 25 years old, about your age. My poor dad was poor. I just come back from Vietnam. He was unemployed. So he had no job. He had no paycheck, and he had no pension. And he had a PhD. So he didn't know anything. So that's why the Rich Dad Company was founded, some years later, is because I had to prove I knew what I was doing so I could get rich without a job, without paychecks, and without a pension. And that's why the Rich Dad Company was founded, because with the right financial education, this crash would be the best thing that ever happened to you. But if you're thinking like my poor dad, PhD, poor, helpless, and desperate, you'll probably be just like him.
Yeah.
That's the problem, because you have Uber is a complete stock market scam. You have WeWork, you have Peloton. Those are all your generation stocks, and they're complete shams. But they make a lot of money right now. So the reason I'm saying this is your greatest asset is this, your brain. I've been 50 years now. When I graduated from school, when I was 25 years old, all of my friends wanted high-paying jobs. So I get out of the Marine Corps, and what many of my classmates did, they went to fly for United Airlines. So they made a lot of money. For them, it was a lot of money. It was about $400,000 a year. I didn't take that route. Instead, I went to work for Xerox to learn how to sell. Because if you're going to be an entrepreneur, you've got to sell. So when I say that to most people, they say, well, I don't want to sell. So you're not going to learn that way. Then I had to learn how to public speak. Then I learned to write books and all this. So I get richer and richer and richer as the economy goes down. Most of my classmates are broke right now. My friends who are captains for United Airlines, their pensions disappeared, I think, in 2009 or 10. They got wiped out. Now, most of you guys say, well, I don't have to worry, I'm still young. Right?
Yeah, that's the mindset for right now.
Yeah, but see, you're luckier than most millennials because you had mom and dad who think like entrepreneurs, right? And you don't have the student loan debt that many of your friends have. This board game here, cash flow, you can play it 1,000 times. If you play it 1,000 times, it's a different game each time you play it. You play it with friends, you'll get smarter and smarter. But out of 100 people, only 2 will do it. And that's what happened to my classmates. There are great pilots for United Airlines. They're broke. They're broke. They went to college, have college degrees. They have no pension because they drank the Kool-Aid of go to school, get a job, and get a pension. And this crash here may be the end of the earth. And what's probably going to happen is called MMT. MMT is modern monetary theory. I call it Marxist monetary theory. And that's why Bernie Sanders and Elizabeth Warren, they said, let's attack the rich. Let's attack the rich. And they hate Trump. And people are blaming Trump now for this crash. And I said, it was already in the cards. 2016, it was going to go down anyway. It's just that Trump got elected.
Whatever goes up has to come down.
And it's coming down the biggest ever. The board is bright red. So the biggest thing here is that what I say to young people is invest in this here. Because that's all I did. So, ladies and gentlemen, Rich Dad was founded back in 1997, which is, I don't know how many years, 22 years now. But the reason is we believe in teaching people to fish. Our school system teaches you to give people fish. And there's 20% of the population, it's the 80-20 rule, it's called Pareto's Law. 80% versus 20%. So 80% of the people need to learn how to fish. 20% need to be given fish. The problem is what Bernie Sanders and Elizabeth Warren and all these socialists and communists are saying, they're good people. I agree with them. But the number of people who need to be given fish only increases.
Yeah.
So you can listen to the school teachers who say that we should take care of the poor, and we should, but not by giving them money.
We'll never learn that way. And the problem will just keep growing and growing.
Yeah. Another one of my heroes, this guy Jordan Peterson. The school teachers hate him, and he's a school teacher. he's a professor at Harvard and I think Toronto in Canada. He said something very, very profound the other day. He says, when these guys talk about what we stand for is taking care of the homeless and the poor, he says that's not what they stand for. This guy Jordan Peterson is brilliant, man. He's at 3, he started reading a book a day, and the school teachers are attacking him and everything because he's a school teacher. So he says it's not what that person stands for. It's not that Bernie Sanders stands for free medical education. What Bernie stands for, and Warren and all those socialists stand for, is they're against the rich. So they say, yeah, I'm for the poor, but they're really against the rich. And that really bugs me. So that's what Jordan Peterson is saying. That's why the school teachers attack him. And what I'm for is teaching people to fish. That's why we have the cash flow game. That's why I have these books and all this. Kenny McElroy, my real estate guy, was just here. And this market is going to come down. It's going to be the biggest crash in world history because pensions are the biggest problem in the world. I called it in here back in 2002 or something, I forget the date. It was supposed to crash in 2016 until Trump got elected and quantitative easing. Now they kept printing. So they're blaming Trump right now. It's not Trump. It's our school system. We're still teaching people to work for money and give poor people money. And there's 20% that needs to be given money. But the rest of you can do something. Most of these school teachers come from the communist point of view, which is we got to give people fish. And that's modern monetary theory, MMT, Marxist money theory. That's Bernie Sanders and Elizabeth Warren. I don't disagree with them. I feel for the poor, but I don't think we should give them fish. We should teach them to fish, and that's the difference. And they're not for the poor, they're against the rich. There's a very big difference. Now, as we say in this book, the biggest crooks are on Wall Street. They are the biggest banks. They're J.P. Morgan, Goldman Sachs, Wall Street. But that's not capitalism, that's criminal.
Corruption.
So that's why we're here at Rich Dad. The last thing I want to say is this. It's the biggest opportunity in the history of the world. This crash is going to be so big. And look at that red board again. I don't think any more quantitative easing can start it. Even if they solve prices, it's still going to crash.
Yeah.
People say, what can I do? Well, everybody can go out and buy silver right now. Silver price went down today.
Yeah.
It's good news. It's less than $20. Everybody in the world can afford $20. But again, out of 100, only 2 might buy silver. The other thing is, what am I investing in? I'm still in real estate. You know why? Interest rates are so low. The housing prices are high. That's why there's a bubble in property. But I'm building old age homes right now, called senior living for me. As Kim says, she's reserved the penthouse for me. It's a big market. In 2020 to 2030, there'll be 2 billion old guys like me turning 65.
And
2 billion all over the world. So there's more opportunity. You can buy silver, it's $20. Everybody can do it. 2 out of 100 might do it. Why? Because they're lazy. I'm building, I'm borrowing more money to build this assisted living property right on Camelback and 32nd Street. The other thing too, I'm investing in my friend's school. Now, why I'm investing in school? One reason, is because he's going to buy the real estate for the school. I'm a real estate guy. But where does his money come from? It comes from the government. Because of the laws of America, every child must have an education. So every school is funded by the federal government and the state government. So my source of funds is really, really strong when I invest in a school. So I'm still investing. I'm just not investing in a 401k, ETFs, mutual funds, or I don't want a pension. Those are the differences. So there's more opportunity than ever before, but not if you went to school. That's the problem. Get together with 2 to 5 friends, play the cash flow game, support, study, discuss, and you'll get smarter. This is the greatest opportunity in the history of the world. It's also the worst time in world history. But what you do with it is up to you.
Thanks for watching. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel and hit that notification icon for more videos like this. We'll see you next time.